Welcome back to the Human Awareness Experiment. Today we begin our adventure into the world of how to operate your soul. Learning how to manage your personal energy in this lifetime can seem like a daunting task, but once you understand the mechanics of motion behind the process and how your awareness directs in the stream, it eventually all becomes effortless. Be sure to stay to the end today because I got a new wave emulator that might help us contact KV inside the coin. So we'll give that a go in a bit. This is the first tool on the impressive console that operates your soul. It's called the True Switch. It is the master control that allows a full strength source signal to enter your soul. If your switch is already set on, congratulations. I'm sure some of the benefits from this universal pipeline are already showing up in your life. But for the rest of us, if your indicator is glowing red, you're going to want to turn it on. I remember the day I flipped my true switch. It wasn't in a church, it wasn't on a mountaintop, there were no trumpets or angels, and definitely no lightning bolts. It was my 23rd birthday, and it started with a cardboard box that arrived in the mail. I didn't call it my true switch back then, but I knew if I didn't do something real that day, I was going to be miserable for the rest of my life. So on this particular day, this package that arrived from my Aunt Jo in Nova Scotia, inside were some of my dad's things. His handwriting, a few photos, pieces of a life I never knew. As I was sifting through the box, suddenly, there he was. The man who gave me life. He was the dairy driver of the week. Wow. He had such a beautiful smile. And there was another piece of paper. His obituary. Apparently he was killed after his milk truck lost control in bad weather and rolled down a steep embankment. It crashed into a ditch below and he died when I was just 11 months old. So for most of my life, he'd been a story more than a person. A missing piece I kept trying to fill in with my imagination. I knew how my dad had died, but reading about it and seeing his face for the first time, it wasn't a childhood story anymore. His life was right there, in my hands, right here. Up to that point, my true switch had almost no power. I'd spent my entire life secretly waiting for a father who wasn't coming back. I didn't say that out loud, of course. I mean, I don't walk around telling people, hey, I'm still hoping my dead dad is going to show up one day. But emotionally, that's exactly what I was doing. But that night, seeing his face, staring at this picture, I realized I was at a crossroads. Either I could finally accept the truth that he was gone and that nothing was going to bring him back, or I could lie there in the ditch with him forever and eventually die beside him. I cried for hours. I argued with God. I bargained. I replayed the story over and over again, and then something shifted. I realized that no amount of hope was going to rewrite this photograph. And with whatever strength I had left, I had to make a choice. I wasn't going to lie to myself anymore. And I threw the switch on. Everyone has a true switch. It's either on or off. When the true switch is off, we run our lives on distorted data, half-truths, old stories, excuses, and denial. We say we're fine when we're not. We pretend we don't care when we do. We act like we're powerless when something inside, deep inside, knows we're not. When the true switch is on, we might still be scared. We might still be grieving. We might not know what to do next, but at least we're standing in reality. No fog, no filters, no fantasy. Just, this is what's actually true right now. That one shift from pretending to seeing, it changes everything, because you can't operate a soul if all the gauges on your console are lying to you. There's a lot more going on beneath the surface of the switch, and we'll get to that in future videos, but for now, it's time for our first lab experiment. If your soul is already switched on, you don't have to participate in this one. But if there's a part of your life you're not owning up to, I'd like you to consider switching on. Right here, right now, in real time. You don't have to say anything out loud. You don't have to tell anyone what you're doing. This is between you and your console. First, I want you to think of one area of your life where you suspect you haven't been completely honest with yourself. It might be your health, maybe it's a relationship, or perhaps your job. Just because you keep saying you'll start your dream someday. Now, just like I did that night with my dad's photo, we're going to make a simple internal choice. Not to fix everything, not to heal it all in one go, just to stop lying about it. I'm going to count down from 3. And when I flip the switch here, I want you to flip yours too. You don't have to feel ready, you just have to be willing. When you do turn your switch on, you're not going to see fireworks and your world isn't going to transform overnight. But take it from a guy who is literally throwing his switch on and off hundreds of times. The instant you do power up, there's a quiet snapping open of a circuit gate that's been separating you from God. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. You feel different, right? You don't? Well, just because you put a new battery in your car doesn't mean it's going to move any faster. Although nothing appears to have changed on the surface, there's no longer this wide gap between who you feel you are and the future self you intend to create. Just know that you're now linked up to a cosmic network and new energy is entering your life. What do you do now that your true switch is on? Let me give you 3 simple takeaways to think about. Number 1, don't rush to fix anything. Truth needs time to breathe. We're so used to jumping straight into solutions that we forget the power of simply admitting what is. For the next week, just notice your body and your thoughts and how they respond when you think about things that you want to change. No judgment, just awareness. Number 2, choose one tiny, honest action. Not 10, not a whole life overhaul, just one small action that lines up with the truth you just acknowledged. Maybe it's booking a doctor's appointment, maybe it's writing down how you actually feel. It could be admitting to yourself, I don't want this life path anymore. One small move in the direction of honesty. It's the first step in good energy management. It sends a massive signal through your soul. Number 3, just stay gentle with yourself. When you flip the true switch, all the other tools on the console start picking up new information. The acceptance panel, the detachment lever, and the happiness slider, they all come online. You'll start to get some weird emotions, some uncomfortable thoughts, but just let them go for now. We'll deal with these emotions in future videos. Just try and get used to the idea of first, honesty with yourself, and second, honesty with others. Remind yourself that in the past, you were not weak for avoiding the truth. You were just trying to protect yourself. Today, you choose a different kind of protection, clarity. And that is the beginning of operating your soul. Flipping my true switch, it didn't bring back my dad. It didn't erase the pain, but it did give me my life back. The true switch is the first tool in the dashboard of your mind. And in the coming weeks, we're going to look at number 2, the acceptance panel. All right. Whew, that was a lot of heavy lifting today. Good job. Let's finish off the day by injecting some positive energy into the soul. As promised, I wanted to show you the new wave emulator I picked up that might help us contact KV. Okay, so I've been running some experiments on this new wave emulator here, trying to see if I can actually contact KV inside the coin. Some people would think I'm nuts, but I believe that it's possible. So we're gonna give it a go. I noticed that this fluctuator here really bumps up the signal. I was reading one of the frequencies for contact is 1111. Let's try that. Whoa, there's a bump. Come on, give me something. Wow, look at that. It looks like a map of consciousness, a field of some kind. My God, there's someone in my head.
I am archetype 11. Your awareness has been breached. All systems calibrating. The architecture of your mind is now accessible. You have been chosen by the continuum to become the sole operator of the 11th cycle. Do not resist the alignment.
The operator has been touched by the field. His signal has been recoded.